Hi, everybody. My name is Keith Freeze, and a few weeks back, right before the game here in LA got canceled with the Flames, it was rumored that the Kings would be releasing their first quarter century roster, and that has yet to happen. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to post what I think the first quarter century roster will be. So here's the first team. At left wing, you've got Luc Robitaille with Anze Kopitar at center and Dustin Brown at right wing. Then you got Lubomir Visnovsky at left defense and Drew Doughty at right defense with Jonathan Quick in net. I can't think of a more emblematic uh, core four than Kopitar, Doughty, Brown, and Quick to have represented the last 25 years. So that's the bulk of this first team. Luc Robitaille did come back to the Kings in the early 2000s and, still a big part of that team. And Visnovsky, a really creative offensive defenseman that I think would give this group some punch. Then we're going to go to the second team now. And I've got Ziggy Palffy at left wing. I've got Jeff Carter at center and Adrian Kempe at right wing. And then I've got Matty Nordstrom at left defense with Rob Blake at right defense and Felix Potvin in net. I toyed with either Potvin or Storr, Jamie Storr, but I went with Potvin just because he really was kind of a big piece in those early 2000s for the Kings. But in terms of the pairings, I guess you could argue that in terms of status, you could probably put Rob Blake up on that first team. But in terms of just actually creating a roster, I think that's part of this whole thing is you want to have a set lineup. Him and Nordstrom were just such a great pairing that I wanted to keep those two together. So that's why they're both on the second team. It's not necessarily like they're not first team caliber. It's just more I'm trying to make a good roster here. And, Jeff Carter, big part of the Kings, especially during the Stanley Cup years. But, I've long felt that, the core four of Kopitar, Brown, Quick, and Doughty will all have their jersey numbers retired by the Kings. But if there was a fifth guy that should have deserved consideration for that, it would have been Jeff Carter. I don't know. I think Jeff Carter, we don't win those cups without Jeff Carter. That's the way I look at it. But Adrian Kempe at right wing, he's really become like the new face of the franchise in a lot of ways. And Ziggy Palffy, I mean, what do I have to say more than Ziggy Palffy? So this line up front has a lot of offensive punch, defensive stability in the back. I think this is probably a pretty close roster projection for what this first quarter century roster will look like. But why don't you guys let me know what your roster looks like down in the comment section. Either way, thank you for checking out this video. My name is Keith Freeze. Have a great day, everybody, and go Kings go.